welcome to episode 6 of the Weaverbirds, brought to you by myself, Heather, the Inquisitive Weaver on Instagram, and Cathy from Lazykate Textiles. We're coming to you every fortnight to talk about our weaving, spinning, knitting, dyeing, and whatever craft we decide to explore. So it's been 2 weeks and it is an extremely hot day today. So forgive us if we both, are dripping with sweat by the end of the episode. It is probably about 30 degrees right now. So how have you been, Cathy?
Yeah, very good. I seem to have been quite productive. I didn't realise I was. And then I've brought all the things that I've come to talk about, and I've quite surprised myself, really.
Well, that is good because I haven't got a lot today. So that's brilliant. So shall we start off with weaving? So tell us about your weaving.
Right, okay. Well, I did a fractal spin. I don't know if you followed along. I think we talked a little bit about it last time, and I did a little video. And some of the people, the questions that were asked, well, what difference does it make? So I did just a very plain weave. The warp is a commercial yarn. It was a double knit. Now I've tried to spin everything to be around about 4-ply, but when I measured this up, it was for it to be a balanced weave, it really needed to be with a double knit. But you can see, I hope you can see, I'll take a picture as well. But you can see how the stripe has come, and it's just very gradual. So it's just a technique to have if you're a hand spinner.
That is.
But while I was doing it, I had the loom on the purple tablecloth, and the warp was purple, and this wasn't even meant to be purple. This is. I've got loads of stuff here. Where is it? But it was like blue and pink, and it's still come out looking purple. So the purple needs to stop, because I also did a bit of dyeing this week. I'm not supposed to be dyeing, but I did a bit of dyeing, and this is what I started off with.
Oh,
so I need to, I love it. I love dyeing with purple and pink, rich, deep magenta shades, violets, but I don't wear them, so I don't know what it is. But so I'm going to try and get out of that little rut. But I finished this morning, and I washed it, and that's how hot it is. It's dry. So I just left it outside and it's dry. I washed it in
That is absolutely stunning. You know what? It would be nice to take a picture of it with the whole length, so we can all see the stripes going along. But I love fractal spinning. I think it gives a beautiful effect. Yeah. It's very lovely.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll lay it out, and I'll do a panoramic view of it. So not that I even need another scarf, because I really, really don't. So
let's face it, us crafters, we make a lot of scarves. A lot of the same.
Yes, and I need scarves like you need more socks.
Exactly.
So that's where I'm up to with that. But my book came, so the Scandinavian Projects to weave. It's really good, and I'm going to try and maybe do a few little things out of it. But one of the things that really I thought was inspiring, there is a curtain in there, and I've talked about, it's very plain, but I've talked about,
is it the lace one?
Yes, yeah, and it's really lovely. But when I lived in, I used to, like about 3 houses before where I live now, there was a man who lived across the road he was in the knitting business, and he had a garage full of stock, and he just said, help yourself and just give me, he buttons to him. It wasn't buttons to me, but it was buttons to him. Anyway, I ended up with about 8 of these.
Wow.
And I think I've written on it in there, it is 43 wraps per inch. So just to give you an idea of how thin that is. But if I doubled that up, maybe I could make a really lovely shower curtain. So I have like the plastic shower curtain and then the lace one in front of it. And so I think that's what I'm going to try this week, is to do double weave with this and see what I can do.
That, I believe, is the same pattern that I'm going to be using for my craft room curtains.
Oh, really? Oh, good. Oh, no.
No. But I've decided that before I go back to my flat, I'm going to go back and paint the craft room. So on the wall that is opposite to the window, I'm going to paint it like a pale turquoise. And then I'm going to weave those pale turquoise curtains, because I found a yarn that matches the paint almost exactly. And I'm going to do some cushions as well for my nice chair. So it's going to be exciting. But yeah, they're really nice looking curtains. Very beautiful.
Yeah, they are. What I might do then is something different. I do want to do use the double heddle on the rigid heddle. So I think I might do that. And if that's the case, I might have a sample a few different, maybe lino lace or Brooks bouquet, just to try something new. So you'll obviously be doing that on your 4-shaft, won't you? Which loom would you use?
I think I'd use my Mighty Wolf, probably. My 8-shaft.
Okay, well, it would be interesting to see what you would produce and what I would produce. So say if you go in a 4-shaft and I use a rigid heddle, and see what sort of effects we get, kind of inspired by the same project. Yeah. Really interesting. Good.
What colour are you going to do it? Are you going to keep it white?
I'm going to keep it white because my bathroom is black and white.
Yeah.
So I just thought, as well with the shower curtain just being white, it would be nice just to keep it very plain. So I'm looking forward to it. So that's now I've said it on here, I have to do it.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be really nice. That's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm going through this. I've been having a look through, the Weaver's Ideas book.
Yeah.
If anybody's got a rigid heddle, and I think this is like the manual to have, really, isn't it? It's a fabulous book, and the explanations and everything, they're so clear. It's really good. It's by Jane Patrick, so get that one. That is really good. So that's all my weaving.
Very nice. So I've finished threading on my Erica for the Heddle tea towels, and so I'm ready to start weaving. Well, I need to thread the reed, but I'm planning on doing that tonight. And so by the time this video goes out and I've edited it, I'm planning on having a little picture and maybe a bit of a time-lapse video of me starting weaving them. So I should have something to show everyone, even though it's taken me it shouldn't have taken me this long to just thread the heddles. I've just done it for 10 minutes every few days. But I've finally done it, and it's actually really easy to thread, as in the repeat is a 10 heddle repeat. And so once after a few times of doing that, I knew exactly what I was doing. And then you just kind of invert it halfway through.
Right.
And then you do that for a while, and then you invert it back again. So once it was in my head what I was doing, I did have to check the pattern where I was changing to the inverted bit. But anyway, that's besides the point. I should have something to show everyone. I'm going to start off with, I can't decide whether I want to do the blue or the orange first. But I'll decide that later, because I'm planning on getting this done today. But then one thing I do have to show you is the Shacked weaving company. They posted on Instagram, and I will put a picture up here as well, to this blanket. It's called I think it was the Hearthside blanket, and it's using the little zoom loom, so the pin loom that Cathy showed a few episodes ago. And it was just a really beautiful blanket, and I've always wanted a blanket that I've made. I don't think I have patchwork quilts, but I don't have any woven blankets or knitted or anything like that. So I'm going to make it, and this is, I have a ball of the yarn that the type of yarn I want to use. And so this is it. It's Scheepjes river washed or stone washed. I think this is stone washed, and it's a sport 4-ply yarn. And so this is one of the squares that I did on the Zoom loom, and it needs 140 squares. And I bought the, you can get a pack which has all the different colorways of this yarn in, and it's like 58, because I think there's stone washed and river washed. And so I just bought that pack, and it was only £35. So I'm going to have 580 grams of yarn to make this from, and I'm going to buy white to crochet the edges. And it's going to be a long-term project, and so I'm going to try and do approximately 1 a day, but I'll say 7 a week, and whether I do them all on one day or a couple here and there on the week, but as long as by the end of Sunday I've got 7, I should be done in 5 months. I think I worked out it was like it would take me 5 months if I did 1 a day. So
Okay.
so by
So
Christmas,
that takes Christmas.
yes. So I would like to say on a Christmas episode, or it's sometime in December, I will be able to say this is my blanket. So by the winter.
Wow.
But I'm hoping to have it done in autumn when hopefully the weather's getting cooler.
So if people see, so you said that was 10 grams, those little 10-gram balls.
Yes. I don't know how many it will do though.
Okay. And so is it a 4-ply or is it a double knit?
It's a 4-ply, but it's slightly heavier than a 4-ply. Yeah, I've got so it's technically sport. So here's the yarn.
Oh, okay.
And so you can see that it's slightly thicker. It's close to a DK, basically, but it is supposedly a sport weight.
But so if you had a blanket, it wouldn't matter anyway, would it? What gauge really, as long as all your yarn was really the same. Yeah. So if somebody else wants, so say for instance, people who've got lots of little minis from Advent clubs they've been in maybe, or dye clubs, indie dye clubs, and they've got all these little these little skeins, or even spinners who we end up with, or lots of little skeins. That would be perfect, wouldn't it?
It really is perfect. And even people, I don't know if you've heard of Scrappy Sunday. So on Sundays, people use all the scrap yarns, and so it's all the ends of yarns, and they do scrappy projects. And so it's a great scrap project, I guess. So you can use all the scraps from other projects to weave a square and then put it into your blanket. So
yeah, and if you're like me and everything's purple anyway, then
very
it'll match.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So so that's my project, and I hope, because I know me, I get quite bored very easily with lots of things, and like I haven't anyway, I've been having castanitis at the moment. I just want to cast on loads of different things.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm stopping myself from doing it. I did rip out you remember the shawl I showed which looked like a thong?
Oh yeah.
I ripped that out, and just now before this episode started casting on a different shawl, so we'll see what it ends up at. But yeah, because I got the balls of all the different colors, I'm hoping that I'll keep motivated, because I'm like, I'll just use this next color, and
yeah,
so it's going to be a colorful blanket.
Good idea.
Yeah. So that's all my weaving. And I'll update you on it. I won't update everyone every fortnight because it might be a bit boring, but I'll update everyone every now and again. So
But if people wanted to say on the group, say on the Weaverbirds group, or if anybody wants to come and join us on the Weaverbirds group on Ravelry or Facebook, they might want to join you in that, might they, and sort of like work along together.
Yeah, I'll open up a thread and I'll post in what I'm doing. And I'll post in each square as I go along, so people can follow it if they want, or I would like people to join in, because projects are always more fun when other people are doing them at the same time, aren't they? I guess that's why everyone does weave alongs and spin alongs and knit alongs. So yeah, so if anyone does want to join in, I'll put a post to the Shacked website, to the actual post where they put the pattern up for it, and so you can check it out and look at I'll see if I can find a hashtag on Instagram if there's lots of these out there. But yeah, please do join, because it'll be really nice. And I think
Weaverbirds, talk about Weaverbirds goals. It would be fantastic one day at one point, wouldn't it, to have our very own spin along or weave along.
It would be. Well, that's what we're aiming for. So if people are interested in that at some point, that would be really nice.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Great.
So knitting. Do you have knitting this week?
I have not done any knitting. I've got a bit bored with my sock, but I do have crochet, which I know is not knitting, but I do have a little bit of crochet because I had and I know like a couple of weeks ago, I did have a warp disaster, and I was going to carry on the Erica loom. I was doing tea towels, and I was going to just carry on and see whether I could just weave through it, but it wasn't going to happen. So I cut it all off. So I've ended up with an absolute ton of cotton warp. So what I've done is I've split it up into little nests like this, little cotton nests. They're all over the boat. Right? I mean, I'm just waiting for a huge husband explosion to complain about how much cotton there is all over the place. But what I've been doing is crocheting some little scrubbies, little makeup scrubbies like this. And my daughter uses them. I've done them before, and she really likes them. And they just obviously just go in the washing machine. And so I've done this many so far.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm going to do some for her friends, and you know, it's just a bit more ecological, isn't it? Than
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It is good. I was looking at slow living this just yesterday actually, what it stands for, I think, sustainable, local, organic, and whole. I was just reading about it and thinking how nice it is to make things for yourself, and exactly that, instead of buying disposable wipes, to have an ecological scrubby. It's brilliant.
I think as well, when I've made things for people, so say like a little knitted dishcloth, or so, and you wrap it up in a ribbon, and it seems to really touch people. They seem to be really, really grateful. And so I thought, if I do this, I am not promising to weave in those ends, so that's the only thing. I think they might stay. But if I wrapped it up in a little ribbon and just gave it as a tiny little gift, but I would like that, you know.
Yeah, I would. It's very thoughtful, isn't it, when people make things for you?
Yeah, just to cheer somebody up, and just at the moment, it's nice. So that was same as you. That's going to be a very long-term project. The cotton is going to be all over the place for a long time, and I'll just work my way through it so that it doesn't go to waste.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. So I have socks, obviously. So I finished these socks.
They're just lovely.
They are, aren't they? They're very happy, and I'm very happy with finishing them. How they turned out, I mean. I really love the heel. I think I talked about this last time. It's a short wear heel. And I'll just say the yarn was Stripey Cat yarns in Grellow Cat at Midnight. So it's a self-striping yarn, and I bought it with a mini skein of contrasting colour. Well, it's not contrasting, it matches. But so yes, and you can see, you know, my favourite colour, you know, yellow, where I trend towards that all the time. So that's these. And then I started the pair of socks that I mentioned on the last podcast. And I haven't knit on these for a couple of days actually, but I finished all the colour work. So this is the Mountain Mama socks, and I used Mr. B yarns, and to be honest, I've been totally in love with it, and the amount of hours that I have sat there just staring at it, even though I haven't been knitting the last few days, I pick it out and I'm like, oh, I really like it. So I think the colours are Inkwell, this is Kestrel, and this is Tannery. And so, yeah, I love the pattern. I know my technique for the colour work isn't perfect. I've got quite a little bit of puckering, but I don't mind, because maybe it'll block out, maybe it won't, but it's practice. And I just feel confident that I can do other things with colour work now, which there's a jumper that I want to do which has colour work. So maybe sometime in the future I can say, well, I think I'm good enough to go forward and do it. So yeah, I'm very happy. So I'll work on these. I'm trying to slow down with my sock knitting. I definitely feel I got a little bit. I got a little bit like, not obsessed with it, but a little bit. And it was all I was doing, and there are other projects I want to do, but I'm like, I have to finish this sock. And then immediately I'm like, oh, but I know exactly what sock I'm going to cast on next, so I need to cast on immediately. And so I feel trapped in the cycle of constantly casting on socks. Because the next sock I'm going to do is one for my brother for his birthday. And he's got really big feet, so it's going to take me a while.
Oh, right. Go for a while.
Yeah. So when I finish these, I'm going to cast on them. And God, his feet are like double the width of mine. So yeah. Wow. His birthday's in August, so I've got like a month and a bit to go. Oh, so that is all of my knitting.
I love that though. I think it looks so good. It's so nice.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm just so happy with how the colours turned out. It turned out better than I imagined. I really love this kind of sandy colour so much.
Yeah,
so,
it's gorgeous.
That is all of my knitting. So I'm going to say, shall we do dyeing? This is our first. Do you have dyeing, or do you showed it earlier?
I do, yeah, I've got loads of dyeing. I did. Well, what my plan was to spin for the Tour de Fleece. Mm-hmm. Now the Tour de Fleece, it's quite confusing to me. The Tour de France isn't going ahead, but in America I think they're going to film something along the lines of the Tour de France. I haven't checked here whether they're going to do that here, but the actual Tour de France is going to go ahead at I think it's the 30th of August to the 21st of September. So I don't know. I don't really know what's happening. It doesn't seem. I've looked on Ravelry and it doesn't seem. But they're going ahead on Ravelry, aren't they? So that's a long way of saying that I have dyed a lot. So this is my favourite dye. That I absolutely love it, and so I thought I would to get out the purple rut. I thought I would dye a little bit of fibre in those sort of shades. So that's what
wow, yeah.
I'm up with, and that's brown. But as you know, if when you dye, the dye powders are made up of lots of different colours, aren't they? Yeah. So when you put them in the water, you can see that it's split into the different colours, which is always lovely. So this is just brown, and yet you can see that the elements of red in that. So that's that, and the turquoise and everything. So that's nice. And to go with that, I thought I would do a turquoise because of the turquoise in there.
Oh wow, that's gorgeous.
I don't know how those two will go together, but I'm going to spin them anyway, and I'll spin them to my 4-ply-ish sort of thing. So I'll see whether, if anybody can let me know what is going on with the Tour de France. Yeah, I think it's better to wait myself. I like to watch it. I like to spin and watch the tour. I really do.
I think it probably is nicer if we waited, if the Tour de France is definitely on.
Yeah. The only thing that I suppose is if it gets cancelled again, but there we go. What can you say? That's life, isn't it?
Yeah, and might be likely, but I think it might get cancelled again. So who knows? Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to spinning a different colour. So I have done a little bit of dyeing, even though I'm not supposed to be anymore. So I have enjoyed it though. And I've got a friend, Leanne, our friend, she's going to do a fair at the beginning of August. So she's going to have some of my wool on her table, which is really kind of her.
Well, the colours, those colours you got, that, is it kind of burgundy and then the black next to it?
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Well, the colours for, I have always had a deep burgundy.
Yeah.
But the colours for autumn winter this year is magenta. One of them is magenta. So I did some little experiments with a more magenta shade, and then a deeper charcoal. I've always had a dark grey and a light grey, but this is much deeper. But they look nice together, don't they?
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Yeah, and with you know what? You've got that magenta, the dark grey, the light grey, and then that white with I can see specks of purple. Those four all go together really well.
Well, they do, don't they? Yeah. I'll send you them, and you can do your next socks.
Yeah, some colour work with them.
That's it, isn't it? It just sort of it's just so inspiring to mess around with colour, isn't it?
It is. Colours.
That's why I love when you dye yarn. When you speckle, you don't really know what you're going to get, do you? When you dye like a semi-solid, you've got more of an idea. When you speckle, it's a bit of a surprise. But when you dye fibre, you have no idea how it is going to spin because of the way the fibres pull out. You've got a kind of, you can control it by fractal spinning or, spinning from the top and try and keep an eye. But it's still always a surprise, isn't it?
Yeah.
How it turns out, and that's what I love about it.
Sometimes I've found all the different colours, and then split it apart, and so then I've tried to make a gradient from splitting all the different colours that I found in the fibre apart. And I do have some spinning, but I won't show it today because I put it away. But it was a dyed braid, and I split it up into all the colour repeats, so the colour repeat's exactly the same, and so I'm gonna spin it so it's gonna stripe exactly with those colours. If I'd done it otherwise, it would have been a bit of a more tweedy. The way I've done it is going to be stripes instead of a more tweedy thing. Yeah. But spinning's great. You don't know what it's going to turn out to, but you also have you can play around with trying to change things around to see different results. Yeah. I know what people do. And if you have. Sorry, there's a giant spider on the wall. It's okay. Oh God.
Keep calm.
I'm gonna put my feet up. Okay. So
if you have blocks of colour, say like that. I know there's not huge blocks, but you can split it, can't you? You can split those colours and have a bit more control. Whereas something like this, where I've kind of just thrown a lot of dye in, and it's not measured, it's just as it is. That's a complete surprise, and that's the type of spin I like.
I think it's so much fun spinning. It really is.
Yeah.
And seeing the results.
Are you safe in there?
It's gone out of my eyesight now, so hopefully I might get eaten.
Well,
Yeah. Or maybe next time I'll be Spider Woman. Who knows? It was really big and it was chunky.
Stranger things have happened in 2020, Heather.
Yes, I have.
Oh no, I've got a wasp in here now. Wasps are much more frightening than spiders.
Yes, yeah, because they sting, whereas spiders don't hurt us here in the UK.
No.
So, what have you got spinning?
No, actually, no. I've just got dyeing.
Yeah.
So I've got spinning. That's a Vespa outside. I've got spinning on the wheel, but it was only just started, so I didn't think it was worth having a look at. But and the other spinning that I did have woven.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm feeling all productive.
That is a lot of things.
Yeah. So I'll carry on with that spinning, and then when that one's done, I'll have a go with this one.
So what are your plans for the next fortnight then?
Well, I'm going to measure up that curtain, and I'll make a plan. So I'm going to really try and plan properly for this, because I want it to look really nice, and I don't want to have to, be cutting warps off again and things like that. So I'm going to make a proper plan and write it down in my book, and start off with the double heddles. I'm going to use the Kromsky loom, and going to use the 16-inch Kromsky.
Can you make a video of using the double heddles? Because I've never seen it used before.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get my trusty cameraman to help me, and yeah, that'll be good. That'll be a good one to have on.
Yeah.
And I am going to put set up I tell you what, I'll say this as well, and then I might do it. Set up a Lazykate YouTube channel where all these little videos can be found, all these little instruction videos, and build up a library.
Oh, brilliant!
Help people.
That'd be great.
What about you?
So I guess get weaving on the tea towels finally. When did we this is what, episode 6 now, and I think we mentioned them in the first episode, so
neither of us have got anywhere with it.
No. And then start making some of these and finish off my socks. And it's too hot for me to spin today, so I think the weather's getting cooler hopefully in the next week, but my hands are just totally sweaty right now, so there's no way I can spin, so I won't promise to do any spinning. But yeah, I think I'm going to focus on my weaving for the next 2 weeks.
Good.
So everyone else, what have you been up to in the last 2 weeks? Please join us on our Facebook group, and please join us on Ravelry if you have it, or you can just comment in the comment section below, because we would love to hear what you're up to, and if you're interested in joining a weave along or a spin along, please let us know, because we would love to host one. And so that's it, and I guess we'll speak to each other again in 2 weeks, and we'll hope to hear from everyone else out there in the world. I hope you're all safe and well, and yeah, happy crafting. So all right, bye.